Hello, good morning, welcome back on iKeysRacing. Ciao! Everybody in this weekend are rightly watching maybe Formula 1 for the Dutch Grand Prix, but we instead are going to race another 4 legs of the 1972 season, trying to make Emerson Fittipaldi win the championship like in real life. And today we are going to race the Belgian Grand Prix at Nivelles-Baulers, not at Spa, for the 72 season, French Grand Prix at the Charade circuit Clermont Ferrand, the British Grand Prix at Brands Hatch, and the German Grand Prix at the Nürburgring. So that's it. We will leave then the Austrian, the Italian, the Canadian and the United States GP for the third and last part of this theme. So we accept this championship, we resume where we were. Here we are. So we accept, we start, if you remember, from a classification very compacted, with Yardley McLaren's surprisingly very fast, both with Halm and Revson, and luckily at least we have scored a victory for the Monaco Grand Prix, if I'm not wrong, and we arrived, sorry, I don't remember, in Spain or in Argentina, 6th and 3rd, 6th, I don't remember, 6th and 4th. By the way, there is luckily a saved episode before, so let's say to accept it. Also, for the constructor standings point of view, we have points to steal from Yardley McLaren. So far we have been the only driver for the John Player Special Team Lotus to score points, so let's go ahead and hopefully to win all the left races so far. Okay, for what is the Belgian Grand Prix, took place at the Nivelles circuit just outside Brussels, replacing the Spa-Francorchamps circuit because of safety concerns. Fittipaldi won again in his Lotus John Player Special sponsored Model 72D. Oh, fine, so we can jump practice 1, practice 2, practice 3, practice 4, accelerate the qualification, and we can say that this race was held on the 4th of June 72. It was the 5th race out of 12, both for the 72 World Championship ranking and the 72 International Cup for Formula 1 manufacturers. The 85 lap race was won by Lotus driver Emerson Fittipaldi after he started from pole position. François Se4 finished second for the Tyrrell Ford, and Team McLaren driver Denny Hamlin came third. The reigning world champion Jackie Stewart was a notable absence. His grueling schedule of racing in Formula 1, Can-Am and European touring cars, plus promotional events for Tyrrell sponsors like Elf and Ford, as well as a sideline of sport commentating on television in the US, led to what was originally diagnosed as an ulcer, but was later confirmed as a gastritis. Under doctor's order, he took about 3 weeks off from everything, cancelled his involvement with the Can-Am series and US TV for the remainder of 72, and was restricting his schedule of everything else. For the race, apart from Fittipaldi starting from the pole position, there was an early leading moment for Clay Regazzoni from lap 1 to lap 8, then from lap 9 to 85 was Fittipaldi, arriving at the end of the race as a winner. We say thank you to my old 2011 iPad for the moment. We can avoid also the warm-up and be ready for the race that will be monsoon and raining, fine. I don't even know the track, so I will learn absolutely everything. We can maybe get the old South African Kyalami setup, just fine-tune for 8 laps. Yes, 200 liters will be okay. I think we have everything we need. So let's go to race. Okay, you should see me here. Good start. Someone else out can take advantage, not really. The front nose I think has gone, so we will be very understeering now. Nonetheless, it's P5, P6 now. Very tough to drive this way. I don't know what to expect. From high-speed corners, if we will face them. The track doesn't seem very difficult. Many corners at low speed. With a combination of slow corners and the effect of the rain, despite a lot of understeer, at least we are close to the leading pack. Maybe the rain mitigates a bit. The lack of grip compared to the others. Okay, Tim Schenkel, Jean-Pierre Beltois, Peter Revson. I'm missing the leader. Mike Haywood. We don't know. We will wait. This is not good. Obviously, without the possibility to regulate live the brake bias, I cannot counter-attack at least a bit the understeering with more brake force oriented to the back of the car. only brake gently to avoid to block the front axle. And the racing line seems to be a bit dry now. Three cars in the pit, all cars in the pit to change tires maybe. So we have a tremendous opportunity, resist until the end, hopefully without changing tires maybe. We have to suffer 2.5 laps at this point, because obviously with a full length race would be quite different, but for 2 laps maybe we can resist. I don't want to repeat the same mistake I did at the South African Grand Prix, where, if I'm not wrong, we were winning alone on track. But for a stupid maneuver, I ended my race without completing all the laps required. And if you remember, we didn't get points. Now the rain has restarted, so maybe, sorry, we changed to soft compound or dry tires or intermediates are paying a lot of seconds. Look how much rain is coming down. Last lap, I have 25 seconds to manage, 26. So they are all slowing down for the wrong choice of tires, maybe also who started with pure dry tires, hoping that the race would have been something that would have happened just wet at the beginning. I don't know what I'm doing with the gear shift. This is almost an heroic win for Fittipaldi, because no front nose, no front wing, no tires changed during the race, and yes, I have activated also, sorry, the fact of driving the cool down lap, just to avoid that crazy change of camera. Just to say also to you that if you download F1 Challenge, you can also drive the installation lap prior to a Grand Prix, You can drive the pace lap, you can drive whatever you want. And it's very cool because it's like being in a real Formula 1 weekend. I will show you it if I will have the opportunity. Anyway, that's it. We win, second win of the season. You can maybe press ESC and go to the menu. And yes, it's at 12 minutes, almost 13 minutes heroic finish. Marlboro BRM second and third, with Jean-Pierre Beltois, the original winner of his only Formula 1 victory in 72 at the Monaco Grand Prix. Here followed instead by Peter Gethin. Denny Hulme gained some points, Yardley McLaren, then Reutemann and Wilson Fittipaldi with the motor racing development. Let's go to get the points for today. So we, with an added 9 points, we go up to 23, and finally at least we pass Hulme and Revson with the Yardley McLaren. Good. Also in the Constructors' Championship we gain a bit of points, but I fear, yes, the Yardley McLaren has still 10 points of advantage. At least they have 2 drivers scoring points versus us just with Fittipaldi. Clermont Ferrand. And the 72 French Grand Prix was a Formula 1 motor racing held at the circuit des Charades. No, it's correct, sorry. Circuit des Charades in French. In Clermont Ferrand, Auvergne, France, on 2nd July 72. It was the race 6 of 12. While the car is jumping, I don't know. Let's hope everything will be absolutely fine. The Circuit des Charades natural setting around the base of an extinct volcano created safety concerns due to the dark volcanic rocks which fell from the mountain onto both sides of the track. Drivers who skirted the track edge would often send rocks flying into the middle of the road and into the path of pursuing competitors. The hazard was highlighted when driver Helmut Marko suffered a career-ending injury during the race when a stone thrown from Ronnie Peterson's March penetrated his helmet visor and blinded him in the left eye. Signs nowadays still visible for Mr. Marko, that is the Red Bull general manager director. The rocks also meant that tires punctures were a perennial hazard on the circuit, as was shown when 10 competitors suffered punctures during the race. The French Grand Prix was moved then to the new circuit Paul Ricard for 1973 season. Chris Amon achieved the 5th and final pole position of his career and was leading the race in his Matra until a puncture forced him to the pit, leaving Jackie Stewart to win in his Tyrrell Ford. Fittipaldi finished second, just ahead of a charging Amon, who shattered the circuit lap record. So pole position for Chris Amon, victory for Jackie Stewart, podium with Stewart, Fittipaldi, Amon. The race saw Chris Amon leading the race from lap 1 to 19, then Jackie Stewart from lap 20 to 38. The race will be dry, so again I would rely on the lucky and fortunate South African Grand Prix. So we have just 3 laps, the track was very long. I would go for all the liters available. No, not necessary. We can maybe be more agile with 150. Yes, the first notch when you see 6 laps. 157. Fine. Oh, beautiful presentation, finally. Not all the tracks have this car parade at the beginning, don't ask me why. So at least you can have a look not only of the misses but also of the cars. I do not remember the track, maybe I've never raced here. But let's try to follow the group and learn a bit at least. Here are they sleeping? No, yes. Okay, let's follow our compatriot Carlos Pace. Cutting inside, not a good choice with Ronnie Peterson. Wow. Reminds me a bit Bathurst. Attention to not kill the front nose, Marco. P13. Wow, beautiful, really beautiful. First time in my life that I see this track, but it's absolutely beautiful. Simply beautiful, this track, absolutely. Here there is a crash. And these are the last 4 cars before the victory, or between us and the victory. With François Se4 in the lead, Highwood and Denny Ham with the Yardley McLaren so well performing this year. Haywood went out a bit. Yes. Okay, let's try like the Targa Florio to actually do a sort of improvisation. This track is absolutely beautiful. Is this the last corner? Maybe. Not yet. Does remind me when with my parents I was a child and we were visiting Valle d'Aosta in Italy, northwest area of Valle d'Aosta, but also a bit, I would say, here we are. I don't know why, but does remind me Bathurst in Australia. I see a Brian Redman. Maybe he did fall, sorry, down the mountain. One more lap. Helmut Marko out, did you see the name? Fourth here. Graham Hill on the left. I fear... no, Danny Halm 43 seconds behind, good. Yes, definitely Brian Redman is out following the downhill of the mountain, and luckily for him, Soler-Roy very slow and struggling. Clay. Oof. I'm sweating like a pig. And here we are, victory back to back. There are some retirements. Ooh, beautiful track indeed, to be reconsidered also for some other themes we actually have. Maybe something as with a cosmetic era back in the 50s, indeed. So we get a victory again in front of a Yardley McLaren with Danny Halm, Jackie Stewart third, Peter Gethin, Marlboro BRM fourth, Se4 start from pole position maybe, Elf Team Tyrrell and Jackie Hicks, Scuderia Ferrari. So another 9 points added to our history book for this season. At least we almost have one victory full space against Danny Halm, but the more often we arrive in front of both the McLarens, I think it will be much better. Behind, I think at this point, Stewart, Beltois, Gethin, they are eating points each other, so it will be a full battle against the Yardley McLarens. Mainly with Danny Halm, but let's keep an eye on Peter Revson. So we arrive to have 7 points less than the Yardley McLaren. Finally we go on a track at least known from my side, that is the UK Grand Prix at Brands Hatch. 8 points of leadership to keep in mind and accelerate the qualifying. So the British Grand Prix was at Brands Hatch, as said, in 72, and Jackie Hicks in a Ferrari took pole position ahead of Fittipaldi and Stewart. Fittipaldi won again the race, 4.1 seconds ahead of Jackie Stewart. Let's see if we have the report. No, nothing, I'm sorry. Anyway, we will run the qualification until the end and then we will wait for the race. Warm-up will be dry, race will be dry, fine. As you can see, the car setup has every possible aspect of this game, thanks to Valerio Bertolotti, is absolutely well organized, folder by folder, year by year. First 3 letters for the country, second set of 3 letters for the initial 3 letters name of the track. Absolutely well organized indeed. 7 laps, so we will need maybe less viewer than this. Let's go down to 10. Here it is. Oh, also this one has a presentation. What a pity for the dark stripe where names are running, but anyway we see then cars while running. But I must say it's a very good way to propose a Formula 1 style overall compatible from the 50s up to the most recent years, but there is also the possibility to overwrite the original graphics with graphics themed for each period era. So really this game is 200 gigabytes of download, worth to be downloaded. Obviously it's not a modern simulator, but as you have seen maybe episode by episode, there is absolutely a lot of content, and if you have the opportunity to have a look to another channel that you see on screen now, they are friends of the YouTube racing community. They race a lot of different combination cars and races at 5% race distance, the half of what we do. But varying more often the content, if you are interested, especially to see quickly all the possibilities of this game. Let's play this old trick, sometimes works. Yes. Okay, P18. Someone with a broken engine already. Maybe Niki Lauda, yes. Lucky escape here, choosing the internal line. Let's use the torque. What are you doing? They were going to the pit. Now I fear we don't have any more the front nose again, and on a racetrack like this I fear it will be not terminal, but we cannot think to win for sure. We can drive around the problem now of the front grip that did run away with the bang. I don't remember against him, who, sorry, Claire Gazzoni maybe, with the Ferrari, I don't know. Yes, definitely no front grip. Let's at least defend the position. Maybe third gear next lap, the second is too short. Also the steering wheel doesn't give such natural feedback. So maybe there's also something else broken. The gear itself of the steering wheel doesn't have anymore all the fluid movement as before. Like it is a missing dent, if you name it dent, single tooth, I don't know. Does not go anymore in a straight and linear way, it's more casual. Ah no Marco, this one not. I had a decent advantage over the Adamic, completely lost. Rolf Stommelen is overlapped, so not a direct contender. Thank you. P3 in the meantime, I don't know who stopped. What a gift in this lonely race so far. Sorry, fifth gear. Chris aim on the Adamic out. It's the last lap. Danny Halm wins and steals 6 points, no actually 3, because we arrived second, so we get 6 points. There was a late retirement luckily. Nothing more we could do today. With a stupid front nose broken at the beginning for my errant approach, and so that's it. We can go to the main menu also this time before the last race of this episode, and we get a second placement, not bad anyway in the economy of the season. As said, Danny Halm with the Hardy McLaren winning. Finally Dave Walker arrived third to score points for our team. Helmut Marko fourth, Mike Haywood Team Surtees fifth, Henri Pescarolo Williams Engineering sixth. So another eating attitude each other. Now Danny Halm is 5 points behind, while the rest of the ranking continues to be really hardly fought by everybody, but in this season so far there are 2 drivers possibly in the contention of the final win. Luckily with our teammate we obtained a bit of points, so we are just 6 points far from the Yardley McLaren. Nürburgring, let's go. That was anyway the German Grand Prix, was held at the 14.2 miles to 22.8 kilometers Nürburgring Nordschleife, the longest, most demanding and most difficult circuit of the year for Formula 1. The race distance was extended from 12 to 14 laps, and Jack Hicks took pole position with a record-breaking time of 7 minutes and 7 seconds, ahead of Stewart, Fittipaldi, Swede Ronnie Peterson in a March, and Stewart's teammate François Se4 in a Tyrrell Ford Cosworth. Jackie Hicks went on to dominate the race. He set the fastest lap and led from start to finish. Fittipaldi retired with a sized gearbox, and Stewart and Claire Regazzoni in a Ferrari battled until they collided on the last lap at the Atzenbach. Stewart went off and crashed, but Regazzoni was able to finish behind his teammate Jackie Hicks to make a Ferrari 1-2. And let's just remember also that back in at the beginning of the 70s and the end of the 60s, for Ferrari was not a winning period from a title point of view. The last won championship was 1964 with John Surtees. Then there was the domination of Lotuses and who else? Matra, Tyrrell and so on. So a 1-2 for Ferrari was maybe a rare thing like it is today. Nonetheless, they did it. We will try to win also this race to then approach the last 4 races of the season maybe in a more, if not relaxed way, anyway not rushing to score points here and there. What scares me is that finally, without any more minutes to run, they are scoring lap times so slow. Why? Well, not very clear, so it's a strange out lap, maybe some crashes, who knows, there's something not working properly maybe, but they should be all back. So we go to the next session, that will be the warm-up dry, the race dry, fine, 3 laps, soft compound, 150 liters, maybe 200 liters will be not enough, so we will have to coast a bit because we are using the 7 times fuel consumption, but let's see what happens. Nice touch. Cameras from around the circuit, nice. I do not remember the track. If you remember, we have won here with Graham Hill in the 68th season. How to save fuel, possibly use high gears, stay low with the RPM, with Merzario, sorry Arturo. Some clashes already. Carousel, another teammate, maybe willing to do a good job here in Germany.
carousel. Revson out. A very slow Ferrand in front for what I see.
second carousel, if the name is this one. There's a clash with the Adamich and Jackie X. Now, the long stretch where we will use a bit of fuel. Okay, it's a P4, we have 3 cars in front technically. But just Mike Haywood now. Why? Because there is a pit stop, someone retired. I don't know, 24 seconds of advantage. We will not get him, but I don't care. I need points for the classification. At this point of the season it's important to arrive in front of Denny Halm mainly. Plus I don't know the track, so it would be very silly to try to run faster than I can with my lack of knowledge of this track. I would crash for sure. Still, I do not trust the computer that says top right corner 146 liters for just one lap with the 7 times fuel consumption. Okay, the second carousel, if they are named the same, from now onwards should be close to the final stretch of the track. Sorry for not offering you a better driving style, but luckily not knowing perfectly the track, I've tried the track in Gran Turismo 6 in the previous appointment with F1 when we have been Graham Hill, and now, so really not a track I race very often. Let's say I do not allow me to say feel what people normally feel for this track. I respect it, but to me, let me say, that doesn't represent the maximum of the maximum, okay? But I will insert it very soon for 2024 season. So to give you also a complete feeling of what was back in the days driving here. The only thing that stays in my mind is how is possible that Stefan Bellof ran here a Group C Porsche in the 80s in 6 minutes. To me it's absolutely insane. As you can see, the moment you push a bit too much, you start to lose immediately grip. Also impossible to catch Haywood, 10 seconds. In front. I will try anyway to drive quickly, but unless he finishes the fuel. Here we are. told you. I've broken something at this point. Yes, left corners are not anymore reliable like before. Last carousel, if it is the correct name. Nothing to do against Hollywood, but it's not a problem. Let's try to bring the Lotus in P2. Oh! Okay. The problem is the car is broken. Unluckily, because it did fly in the sky. So, unless you know how to restart the car... No, it's gone, I think. Unless in first gear... Okay, leaving the clutch. No, the only thing is I have to revert. Right. No, vice versa. Damned me, I was right, I've just lost. Se4 is arriving. No, I was right. Stupid. Stupid. I was right the first time. I've seen the seconds go so quick that I was thinking I'm vice versa, sorry. It was not easy to recognize where I was. So I've lost a P3 and classified 30 seconds now because disqualified. No, I can't believe it. Yes, the car is gone anyway. So let's see what happens. I think I've been disqualified because I did run vice versa. Let's see. Even for a brief moment, I fear that running in the wrong direction activated the disqualification. So at least Yardley McLarens did not score points, and instead just Dave Walker arrived fourth. Could have been an opportunity to, if not close the championship, anyway to get a bit of advantage, but luckily direct contenders didn't score points here. What a stupid. I want to see the replay anyway, because at a certain point the car started to fly and I was not understanding if I was right or wrong in the direction. So I've tried 2 times, then a third one, but what in some way pushed me to do it twice is because I was steady, I was still on the final straight, and unluckily, being still with the car arriving at 300 kilometers per hour, seconds were running down and decreasing very quickly. In my mind I said, okay, if they decrease so quickly is because I am going back instead of choosing the right direction. Instead I did a as usual. Sorry, but I didn't have let's say points of reference. It was just 2 guardrails, an asphalt and trees with the left and the right side. Sorry, I apologize for my stupidity, but the computer did find I was running in the wrong direction and disqualified me. Anyway, nothing to fear for the championship. We can celebrate Mike Haywood, François Se4, Tim Schenk and Dave Walker, Rob Stommelen and Chris Amon for arriving at the end of this incredible racetrack. So nothing has changed at the top, apart from Mike Haywood at winning goes from 5, that was here, to 14 points, adding 9 points of the victory today. As said, Dave Walker scored another 3 points, so maybe the constructor ranking will be, yes, 48 Yardi McLaren, 45 John Player Special Team Lotus, so we can in some way be happy, if you allow me to do so, if you allow me to say so. And now we will face the Austrian Grand Prix together with the Italian, the Canadian and the American Grand Prix, the US Grand Prix, but in the next episode, because I'm recording almost for 1 hour and 45 minutes with the cut down version. I want to succeed on giving you a single 1 hour appointment, to not use too much of your time at this point, so we can accept it, load the circuit, leave the circuit, and next time we will choose a championship. If we resume, will be, yes, the Austrian Grand Prix. Fine. So let me exit before I click the wrong thing. Fine. So thank you very much for watching. Sorry again, and I apologize for the stupidity of choosing the wrong direction, but at a certain point I didn't know where I was. So thank you anyway for watching also my stupidity. The replay, I think, will be very fun to be watched, especially the last part after making almost everything right. And maybe there was also the front nose broken, and so the car, as soon as got the hill climb limit apex, did fly instead of staying pushed on the ground with both wings. But I don't like to cheat on video games or redo races if they come out badly. I mean, what you get is what I actually race and perceive while I'm driving together with you. So in the next and last part, the number 3, we will complete Austria, Italy, Monza, Canada, Mosport, if I'm not wrong, and Watkins Glen for the US Grand Prix. And then we will have completed another season with F1 Challenge Valerio Bertolotti edition. That we can say once more thank you to Valerio and his fantastic team. Remember to download it for 200 gigabytes plus patches here and there. They are absolutely worth to be downloaded. And in the next episode we will finish the season and pay the let me say symbolic euro for another season completed. I must verify if I paid the 68th edition, but maybe I did it and I just don't remember. Anyway, I wish you all the best, stay into Keen Racing and be ready to vote again in the community page, because in a couple of hours, if not days, after the publication of this episode you are watching, will appear the new polls for WEC, Sports Car 100 minutes, and around the world in 24 hours. That being said, I say thank you very much, arigato, obrigado y muchas gracias, merci beaucoup, danke schön. Thank you very much and grazie for everything you did. Stay always into Keen Racing. Please subscribe and push the like button to help this community to become bigger and bigger. Then we will do a lot of good things, also for social reasons. And what else? Best wishes to you and your beloved. Have a stunning life, good luck, and see you very soon on iKeysRacing. From Marco, from Monza. That's all for today. Ciao, stay very well. Bye bye, see you very soon. Ciao.